Welcome to the Dropout Multimillionaire Podcast, hosted by best-selling author and serial entrepreneur Brian Will. Here we go.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of the Dropout Multimillionaire Podcast. I am your host, Brian Will. And as always, this podcast is based on my best-selling book, The Dropout Multimillionaire, 37 business lessons in how to succeed in business with no money, no education, and quite frankly, no clue. That was me at the age of 20 when I started my own business. The last episode, we talked about being a CEO. Today's episode is similar vein, but today we're going to call it CEO Truths. I love CEO Truths. People think being a CEO is sexy. It's awesome. It's cool to walk in. People say, "What do you do?" "I'm a CEO." "Oh, wow, you must be important." But there's a lot of truths to being a CEO. And so today I want to talk about a few of them. If you're a current CEO, you probably have experienced most, if not all of these. If you're thinking of starting your own business, here's what you need to look out for. Buckle up. So final thoughts on being a CEO here. Here's what you need to understand. You've now started your business. You're the CEO. You're about to roll. You need to understand that the world is not designed for you to succeed. The system is not designed for you to succeed. I'm sorry to tell you this, but the world and the system are designed for you to be average. That's just the way it is. America is an amazing country. It's the best country in the world, in my opinion. I bleed red, white, and blue. I served in both the Air Force and the Army. I have a giant flag hanging in my house. I am an American. But I'm telling you that America is not designed for you to succeed. It is designed for you to be average. I will go one step further and say the entire world, the invisible hand, our government, our society as a whole, your employees, all of these will actually try and hold you back from achieving great success. Crazy to think about. If you think anything about being a CEO, if you think anything about starting your own business is going to be easy, you're just wrong. The government is not here to help you. You think people are going to cheer on your success? 99% of them will not. In fact, it's funny. I have my own online hate group, ex-employees. I found out about it because once they started this Brian Will Sucks hate group, they started sending out emails and texts and everything to everybody I know on social media, trying to get people to join this hate group. I find it humorous. They have literally nothing better to do in their life other than to spend time trying to tear me down as opposed to trying to go do something for themselves. So you need to get ready. The more you do, the more people are going to come after you. Now, if you want to be average, that's fine. But as soon as you decide to stick your head up above the crowd, to do something, to succeed, to have more, as soon as you start telling people you want more, there will be a lot of people who would tell you you can't, and in fact will try to prove it to you by doing negative things against you. It'll probably be your competition. Could be somebody who just doesn't like you. Could be your employees who you fired. Might be some bureaucrat who doesn't think that you should succeed. I've been sued by the EEOC for something that some employee in some restaurant that did to another employee, and they came after me and said I was a horrible person because I allowed something to happen that I didn't even know happened. And they tried to take my business down. That's going to happen. Could be a naysayer. Could be just people on social media that want to take pot shots at you that don't know who you are, don't know anything about you. They know nothing about your life. They just want you to suffer. More than likely because they're suffering and they just want you to join in. There is no doubt there will be people that will come after you. I know years ago, we quick story, we had this person I just told you about that sued our company for sexual harassment, and the EEOC came in and they said, well, just give us $100,000 and we'll go away. And I said, I'm not giving you $100,000 for something that didn't happen. They said, well, in that case, the EEOC is coming after you. My lawyer and the judge both told me, you're going to lose. The EEOC doesn't lose. The government doesn't lose. They will bankrupt you. They don't care about you. You're going to pay them money. Took 2 years and about $80,000 to make that go away. just because some bureaucrat didn't want my business to succeed. So, some more truths for you here. If you're going to succeed, you need to be willing to push the limits of what you can and can't do, or what you think you can and what you think you can't do. You need to remember that you are building your family's future first, not anybody else's. Unfortunately, you need to remember that even your best friends, people that you think you trust, will take advantage of you. And they will take your money if they think it's in their family's best interests. I love my friends, but this is my future. And just think if your best friend will do that. I had my best friend from college. I bought a company, gave him a majority stake, cleaned the company out, sold the equipment, stole the money, started another one, put everything in his name and walked away, and there's nothing I could do. That was my friend. So if my friend's willing to do that, just think of what people are willing to do who aren't your friend. You need to watch your assets. I call it assets, but it's really ASS-ETS because nobody else is watching them. Everybody will try to stick their hand in your pocket. 1 million companies will come to you as a new business owner with the latest and greatest thing that you need to buy to make your business better. You need to learn that you don't need 99% of what's being peddled to you. The government will have their hand in your pocket as well. Be very careful with negotiations. Too many hands in your pocket will leave you nothing at the end of the day. I never accept bids from contractors on the first price, ever. My employees don't even understand this. They come up and they say, hey, the electrician just showed up and he wants $1,000 to rewire that outlet over there. And my answer is always offer him $700. And they're like, what do you mean? That's what the price is. I said, no, the guy's standing here. He's either going to take my $700 or he's going to go home. So we offer him $7, we settle on $8, I save $200. If you aren't watching every single penny that you spend, you're getting taken advantage of. Here's another one. You need to put yourself first. Don't be a martyr. Martyrs don't succeed. Martyrs die. That's why they're martyrs. Think about that. Here's another one. Just because somebody works for a big company and they have 10 or 15 or 20 years experience does not mean they are smarter than you. You'd be surprised how many incompetent billion-dollar company executives there are. The truth is, most of them are good at playing politics, not good at business. Most of them aren't really that smart, and most of them would fail if they started your business. I see it all the time. I got hired by a multi-billion-dollar company to come in and teach their direct-to-consumer sales division how to fix the problem. They were losing $1 million a month. Multi-billion-dollar company in this one division losing $1 million a month, and they hired me to come in and tell them what they were doing wrong. Now, mind you, I'm the guy who got kicked out of high school, never went to college, no education, no clue what I was doing. 5 years ago, I was mowing grass. But I managed to start a company, and we did 2 startups, and we sold them into private equity and venture capital. And suddenly the world thought I was a friggin' genius. And now billion-dollar companies are paying me to fix their problems. These are people with MBAs and master's degrees and PhDs who didn't have a clue how to sell or manage a team of people. If you don't need to have all the answers, by the way, as a business person. And the truth is, you don't have all the answers. Here's the most important thing you need to learn. You need to learn to ask the right questions. This is one of the keys to success. Jack Welch, who was one of the greatest business leaders of his generation, was famous for this. Jack asked questions. If one of the greatest corporate leaders in America believed in asking questions, shouldn't you ask them as well? Here's another one. I got to throw this in because it's a pet peeve of mine. Let's talk about Apple Computer. Who runs Apple Computer? This guy named Tim Cook. The biggest company on planet Earth, most popular company on planet Earth. Most of the people listening to this probably have an Apple phone in their hand or their pocket or on their desk in front of them or laying in the seat of the car. Apple Computer, run by Tim Cook, has what's called a board of directors. That board of directors is made up of people from all different industries, CEOs and VPs and on all these industries, and they come in once a quarter maybe, and they sit down at the Apple headquarters and they talk to Tim Cook and they say, hey, Tim, what's going on with the business? And Tim says, well, we're doing this and we're doing this and we're doing this. We're having this problem and this problem. And all these people with all their diverse backgrounds and all their expertise and all their other areas, they collaborate and they say, well, based on what we've experienced and based on what we've done in the past, we think that you should consider doing this. And Tim Cook sits at the head of the table. He's the chairman of the board. And he says, thank you. I appreciate it. He takes all their advice and he wraps it all up. And he uses that information to make the decisions to make Apple go forward. And Apple is the most successful company in the world. Now, let me ask you something. Here you are in business. And maybe you're a new business. Maybe you're $1 million a year. Maybe you're $10 million a year. If Tim Cook needs a board of directors to help him make decisions, why don't you think you do? Are you smarter than he is? You have a bigger company? Are you more profitable? Or is your ego just too big for you to understand that you need to be able to take advice? You need a mentor. You need a coach. You need to join a mastermind. You need people to help you grow your business. Maybe Tim Cook, maybe he's not as smart as you, but I'm willing to bet that you probably need the same type of advice he does to build your company. That's it for today, folks. Everything you talk about is in the book, The Dropout Multimillionaire. If you want to learn more, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, my YouTube channel, The Dropout MM, or to make it easy, www.brianwillmedia.com for more information. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for listening. Let's rock and roll.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Dropout Multimillionaire. To learn more about how we can help you with your business, or if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit www.brianwillmedia.com or The Dropout MM on Instagram.